your body. Relax your arms so much and your shoulders so much that you even fall forward a little bit. Allow this posture that so many people say don't do. Don't be sad and grieving and pop out your chest. No, relax. Soften your chest, soften through your mid back. I'm Alex, and in the next few minutes, we're going to walk through an experience that enhances everything you're dealing with, enhances most of what you're dealing with. Can't promise everything. When life changes and you can't go back. Now, if life has changed recently or a long time ago, but you still find yourself wanting to go back, or you still have a hard time going forward, and you still have a hard time just being with it, then this will give you something. It'll give it something. It'll give you something different. Don't try to talk while shaking. So the point of shaking is to relax the tension in your arms, because most likely you've been trying to handle things. Metaphorically and physically, you've been trying to handle things. That can get exhausting, especially if you don't stop and unwind. It's one thing to stop and complain, and that can be helpful sometimes. It's another thing to stop and be grateful, or to stop and try to figure things out, or to stop and sleep. But if you don't stop and actually unwind, here's the next movement, then it's hard to actually fully recover and reset. So this movement, like you are brushing off dust, very soft, from your shoulder down to your hand and your fingertip. Now, while we're doing this, notice how you feel. Notice what shifts with each of these movements. And at some point, the movement will tend to give a nice shift and then diminishing returns. And that's for the most part when you can stop. But there's three things we're going to look at today: movement, story, and a word. Now, put aside for a second, and you can do this with me. Put aside everything else you're already doing. So you're taking care of yourself physically, and if you're not, find ways to do that. Put aside friends, community, support, other people. You ought to be doing that. Don't isolate yourself if you don't have to. We're going to put that aside for a moment. We're not going to address that right now. Put aside plans, strategies, visioning, all those kind of things. You can come back to them later. And put aside shoulds, have tos, expectations, and even commitments for right now. And come back to those later. What we're doing right now is a movement. What movement do you need that you haven't been able to get for yourself from anywhere? What the heck does that mean? It's nothing I can teach you. It's nothing anybody can teach you. But here's where you'll find it. You'll find it either by shifting back or forward or down or up or narrow or wide or any combination of those. Fundamentally, it's you moving in three dimensions. When you slow down and you give yourself not time not just to feel, but to move, to give yourself what you're needing that you can't or just aren't for whatever reason getting anywhere else. This is when you want to give something to yourself. And your intuition with this is what you want to follow. How do we do that? Well, hopefully you're already practicing it. So you start in the center, because in your brain, metaphorically, and this isn't a judgment on you, you're the center of your universe. You can't decenter you from your own experience. Or maybe you can with psychedelics and really, really going far out there, but for the most part, we're not going to do that. Then shift more into your experience by stepping back, putting your attention more on your body. Come back to center. That's move one. Move two, shift forward, bring your hands forward, put your attention out there in front of you. So When we shift to being curious, when we walk through nature, we're generally putting our attention outside of ourselves and then come back to center. We're always going to come back to center. Next, drop down just a little bit. Soften through your heart again. This is a little bit how we started. We drop down, soften. There's support. There's obvious physical support here, whether you feel it or not. Start to feel it. Let your skin sag, your muscle relax. Come back to center. Rise up. Generally, if someone says, "Hey, can you help me?" we generally will say, "Yeah," or "Ugh." But generally, there's a response. There's a stimulus, there's a response. And then relax and come back to center. And then we come narrow. Just bring your body closer to the midline of your body. Look around. And then put your attention on the midline of your body. So here. And relax, come back to center. And then wide. Fingers out, palms in. Play around with what wide could be like for you. How wide it could be. Generally, this is the area of fun. We're connecting, we're playing with variations, we're managing a lot of things, but that can also be very overwhelming. Too much, too fast, too soon, and come back to center. That's 6 movements, 3 dimensions. Now, where do you need to go? Where do you need to be? What have you not been allowing for yourself from anywhere, from anyone, for any reason? And now shift, just find what your body needs. I went up and out. Whatever you do, go there, hang out there for a moment. Let there be chills in your body and goosebumps and good feelings and emotions and grief. And what is it? Where does it take you? And relax. We're going to do it 2 more times. It might be the same, it could be different. So, what are you needing that you haven't been getting from anywhere for whatever reason that right now you can start to map for yourself? And where does your body want to go? Mine went to a curling up position. What does yours do? Wherever you just went, deepen it, amplify it, be with it, notice it, be curious, and come out of it. Last time, you get in the hang of it. What do you need? Where is it that you can give it to yourself right now? Go there. What's it like? And come back to center. Now, each of those positions are both nourishing, they're enlightening, they help you realize what you need to realize. But they also are metaphors and they are maps of experiences that you need that are going to relate to the rest of your day. So, for example, if I went back and in, this curling in, this paying attention to myself and letting the world go, this is now an experience that I might be able to have during a meeting where I am able to be more still inside while still being in a situation. Or it could be an experience that I bring into listening with my wife, where she's talking and I can be more present with my experience while I'm listening to her, which is very different than being a very active listener. So, whatever the positions you went to are things you can continue to bring into your life. Now, story and a word. We'll go through this kind of quickly. You're just going to activate it. You know many stories. You know myths, fairy tales, legends, movies, songs. You know many, many stories. You are experiencing many stories at any time, and you could tell a story about your experience at any time. What's your story right now? And that's the question. What's your story right now? Also, as you think about what's your story right now, what happens in your body? Do you shift a little bit back? Do you want to come out? Are you looking to blossom? Are you looking to contract? It's all good. Allow that. So, what's the story right now? One of the things I've been thinking a lot about lately is Penelope from the Odyssey and how she is promising the suitors marriage, but every night she undoes the death shroud that she works on during the day. Daytime, do the work, nighttime, undo it. Very clever, very tricksterish, very powerful, very clear about what she wants and who she is. That's been in my mind lately. And often the stories that have been on our mind lately, or song or movie that we can't get out of our head, has tremendous wisdom. And if you move with it, if you sit with it, if you allow it to move within you, you can often answer some of our deepest, most challenging problems. The last piece is the word. What's your excuse me? What's your word? What's your word? As I say that, in my case, I burped. I'm going to just go with that. Excuse me. What's your word? Excuse me. Now, for you, whatever comes up, it could be an intention, it could be a word that captures a problem, but this word is also something for you to explore. Excuse me came up, and for me, and so I could start to contemplate. Excuse me. Where do I excuse myself that I shouldn't? Where do I excuse myself that, or I don't excuse myself that I ought to? Excuse me as an experience. What even drives that? What sensations am I uncomfortable with? What experiences do I not want to have that I say excuse me in this kind of contracted way? And how can I start to embody something different, a different way with excuse me through voice? So the point is, hopefully I'm demonstrating this clearly enough, that your word isn't something to just say and think and hope happens. It's something to start actively, proactively questioning, experiencing from different points of view, bringing into your experience, trying different things with. Remember, we started with when life changes in a way that you can't go back to. Movement, story, and word are they're already parts of your experience, but they're ways you can navigate this in a way that is embodying who you're trying to become, expressing the best of who you already are, dealing with the challenging stuff, having a reference point that's internal, not purely 100% about validation from others. Then you can come into relationship, creativity, work, choices, behaviors in a way that is more congruent with you, that is not just following someone else's map or getting lost in someone else's system, but true to you while adapting to everything that needs to be adapted to. So get out there in the world or not. Take care of yourself in the way that you need to. And let me know how that goes. I would love to hear.